Denise, can you turn down the overall volume? It's on the right-hand side. Hello, is that better? Okay.
Testing, testing.
Testing, testing. Okay, can you hear us?
Hmm?
I don't.
Oh, no, it sounds
okay.
good. Yeah, great, thank you. Hi, お願いします。
Are you going to say something?
I can see that. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this morning's spring memorial service. I was about to say fall, but a spring memorial service. And so it's in honor of all the people, all the ministers who passed away, all the believers, friends and family. So it's to honor their spirit. This is a way to just show our gratitude, our appreciation for everyone who's passed away, for all the hard work and sacrifice that they put in our lives to bless us with the lives we have today. So it's all an appreciation for all the people who passed away. Thank you. はい、お願いします。
Haide, solemn greeting to our divine parent of the universe. Hymn, Jin no Michi, The Way of Our True Faith. Please turn to page 68 and please rise. We'll sing the first verse in Japanese and then the first verse in English. Page 68.
新人の道を迷わず失わず末の末まで教え伝えよ教え伝えよ The way of our true faith. Never lose it, never confuse it for all eternity. Hand it down, pass it on without losing it.
Please be seated. Please turn to page 2 in your prayer books for the mediation prayer. Page 2. Mediation prayer. Let us seek the sacred mediation of Ikigami Konko Daijin sincerely and wholeheartedly each and every day. May we receive the mediation anew with all our hearts and souls on this day, this very moment. Ikigami Konko Daijin Sama, Ikigami Konko Daijin Sama, Ikigami Konko Daijin Sama, Ikigami Konko Daijin Sama. Purification prayer, also on page 2. Purification prayer. Through the way of mediation, may our sincere apologies be acceptable to you, our divine parent. We acknowledge our mistakes and misunderstandings, arrogance and ignorance of your divine favor. We apologize for all our shortcomings and irreverences from past generations. Guide us to amend our way of living, to reflect your divine will with a pure, joyful, and loving heart, always one with you. Purification rite, Onusa Gyoji, symbolic rite to purify our hearts. Saishi, the main prayer to our divine parent Kami by the head officiant. Please be one with our head officiant as he offers the main prayer of this ceremony to express gratitude, apology, and request to the divine parent of the universe.
Spring Memorial Service, Divine Mitama Nakami-sama Altar, March 26, 2025. Ikigami Konko Daijin Sama Tenchi Kane no Kami-sama, through the sacred mediation of our founder and divine mediator, Ikigami Konko Daijin, on behalf of everyone here today and worshiping from afar, I, Rodney Yano, head minister of the Konko Church of San Francisco, humbly and sincerely pray to you, our divine parent of the universe, Tenchi Kane no Kami. We are deeply grateful to hold this spring memorial service for all the beloved Mitama spirits of our ancestors, pioneer ministers, believers, friends, and all your children throughout the world in their spiritual form. We especially remember the countless souls and spirits who have transitioned since our fall memorial service due to natural causes, natural disasters, accidents, and through man-made causes. We express our deep gratitude for receiving countless blessings each moment of our lives. We thank you for the fresh air, the wind's gentle breeze, and the warmth of the sun, and the light that reveals the beauty of nature and instills hope in our hearts. We are grateful for the rain and the snow that have refilled our reservoirs from the earth's bounty that sustains us with food, clothing, and shelter and comfort. We give thanks for the community and cooperation of individuals and groups and nations, helping those in need locally and worldwide, especially those grieving losses from loved ones, health, homes, and security. We sincerely apologize for all our shortcomings, negative thoughts, and actions that cause harm to ourselves, others, and all living things in our environment. Dear Divine Universal Parent, we wholeheartedly pray for the eternal peace and happiness of our pioneer ministers and our believers and loved ones and the countless ancestral spirits. Please help those who have transitioned to find peace in their new spiritual form and grant us strength and openness as we adjust to their physical absence. May we feel their spiritual presence eternally. We pray for the world to heal towards peace, mutual respect, understanding, cooperation, and inclusiveness in harmony with among all the people of the world. Let us regularly seek sacred Toritsugi mediation, opening our hearts to see the world through your kami-centered spiritual perspective rather than our own narrow human view. May we deepen our faith and trust in you, Kami-sama, to overcome hardships with gratitude and positivity, guiding others to a life free from doubt, fear, worry, and pain. We thank you for today's sermon by Minister's Assistant Michelle Kuruma. May it enlighten and inspire us today. May we find comfort in the eternal home of the universe, as taught by your teachings, whether in your physical or spiritual form. Heaven and earth will always be your home. With our hearts and prayers directed to you, may we create a joyful, peaceful, loving, and harmonious world of sincerity and gratitude. Ikigami Konko Daijin Sama Tenchi Kaneno Kami Sama. Through the eternal mediation of our divine mediator, we pray to our divine parent of the universe. We thank you. We thank you very much.
As you were. We'll now have the sacred Tamakoshi branch offering by the head officiant, representing the congregation. The Tamakoshi symbolizes our true heart of sincerity that we offer to our divine parent Kami. Please join the officiating ministers with a bow, 4 claps with a sincere heart, and another bow. Tenchi Kakitsuke, page 6 in the prayer book.
Tenchi Kakitsuke. Ikigami
Konko Daijin Tenchi Kane no Kami Isshin ni negae. Okage wa waga kokoro ni ari. Kongetsu konnichi de tanome. Pray sincerely with all your heart. Be one with Kami. Kami's blessings begin within. Hearts grateful and caring, in harmony and joy. Look to Kami always, now and forever. On this very day, pray. Now have the Sacred Evergreen Tamakushi branch offered by Ms. Michelle Kuruma, Minister's Assistant, and she'll be giving the sermon. We will next recite the Adoration Prayer. Please turn to page 7 in your prayer books. Adoration Prayer. We lift our eyes in awe toward heaven soaring above. We lift our eyes in awe toward heaven soaring above. We bow our heads in prayer toward earth rich and deep. Living amid such gifts of Kami's great giving, how happy and grateful we are. The mediation of Ikigami Konko Daijin does not stop for a single day. The protection of the Divine Parent embraces all far and wide. The blessings of Kami flow without limit through all generations. The ways of Kami are mysterious and wondrous beyond understanding. Day by day, every day, earnestly and reverently, we praise the virtues of Kami. We honor the power of Kami. Solemn acknowledgement. Haide. Procession to the Mitama Ancestral Altar. Haide, solemn greeting. Mitama prayer. Please turn to page 12 in the prayer books. Mitama prayer. Spirits of those who have gone before us, you were given the gift of life in this vast and endless universe. You discharged your duties faithfully, each according to your span of years. You will be remembered eternally, your lives retold from generation to generation, honored as the foundation of our society and the roots of our families. Through the mysterious workings of Kami, you entered the Konko faith. You walked the way of Konko Daijin, respecting the will of the Divine Parent. You amassed great merit through your faith to take into the world beyond and leave to your descendants. Our gratitude is boundless for your loving favors. We revere you as the ancestral spirits of our homes, our own divine spirits. We beseech you, stand by us, each and every one. Receive the favor of Kami and help us to fulfill our tasks as people without failing. Protect us, guide us, enrich us, that we may never lose the way of faith, that we hand it down to all generations, that we may live in peace and prosperity within our homes. Protect us, guide us, enrich us. We will now have the main prayer for the spring memorial service by the head officiant to all our ancestral spirits throughout the world. Please bow your heads.
御霊の神様、ありがとうございます。御霊の神様、お世話になっております。Dear eternal virtues of Mitama no Kami, the Mitama ancestral spirits of our late pioneer head ministers of this worship hall and mediation hall of the Konko Church of San Francisco, which was established 94 years ago by founding head minister Reverend Yoshiaki Fukuda and his wife, and second head minister Reverend Shinko Fukuda, succeeded by the late third head minister Reverend Fumio Matsui, late associate ministers Reverend Fumiko Matsui, Reverend Tokuro Kuge, Reverend Shigeo Kawakami, as well as all pioneer ministers, visiting ministers, and Konko faith followers, family members, friends, and everyone who has gone before us. We are gathered here before this sacred ancestral altar to offer our sincerest appreciation and deepest respect to all the Mitama ancestral spirits during this spring memorial service. Together with our sacred rituals and humble offerings, we join our hearts in prayers of love and appreciation. Dear ancestral spirits, Mitama no Kami, we continue to dearly miss your physical form. We love and respect and appreciate you as the days and months and years go by. Memories of you appear in our minds as we live through special occasions, milestones, and daily life. Simply viewing your photos was gifts from you and belongings. We express our heartfelt gratitude for all the challenges that you faced and the sacrifices you've made. We apologize for all the hardships and losses you have endured, but we are also thankful that you did your best to overcome them. We owe you so much for what we have and who we have been allowed to become. Thank you for your heart and vision, embracing this faith and engaging in sacred Toritsuki mediation with our pioneer ministers here, handing down your faith and divine virtue. We thank you for your strong prayers, the time and energy you devoted to living this way of faith, which has continued this church's spiritual path and brought meaning to our lives as we develop our own relationship with the Divine Parent Kami. Please guide us to remain on a path of utmost respect, mutual understanding, compassion, and love for all people, as our founder Ikigami Konko Daijin practiced, and to live a life together with Divine Parent Kami and all of you. Please let your divine virtue guide us whenever we are faced with discouragement, darkness, and despair. Dear eternal virtues of Mitama no Kami, all those who have gone before us, please accept our food offerings, flowers, and sacred evergreen branches, which symbolically represent our sincere hearts of love and our prayers for your spiritual peace and happiness now and forever. Please know that our memory of you and all of you and your virtues will remain in our hearts forever. 御霊の神様、ありがとうございます。御霊の神様、お世話になっております。Thank you so very much.
As you were. We will now have the offering of the sacred evergreen tamakushi branch by the officiating ministers, and for everyone at home, please join us by bowing and clapping 4 times together. We will now have the offering of the sacred evergreen tamakushi branch by the congregation. Will everyone please join in the offering of tamakushi?
Michelle.
Michelle.
Yes, yes, お願いします。
Will everyone please offer the sacred tamakushi? Sosen Sanji. Page 36.
Waga ie no kami waga kami to kokoro tsukushite itsukimatsurana to itsukimatsurana to kimi o yano kami tachi o no umi no konno 目に家の柱を沈め立てたまいあつこのために世のなりわいを守りつけたまいかくりよの見えぬ境にましますどもみつくしみのみ心はつしよに変わらせたまわずさきみたまのまさきくさきをえたまえくし 玉なくしびに恵みたまいて志は牧の柱の動きなりわいは結ぶつなねのゆるびなくま心清らに励みつとめしめたまいふからやかやわらぎあいてひにけにうらやすくたのしましめたまいいにつしよのことを得て神の帝に参らん時には必ずしもかえとりたまいみつくしみをこむらしめたまわんものとみのみのりの大へなるおかしこみかたしけなみみおやの恵みののげならぬをうれしみ喜びもすことみ心もすずやかにきこしめしたまえともす花くしびのみおやのみたま花くしびのみおやのみたま花ととのみおやの神花ととのみおやの神
Haide, solemn acknowledgement. Procession to the Divine Parent Altar. We will now sing the hymn, A Shining, Shimmering Light. Please turn to page 46 and please rise. Page 46.
With a heart caught up in doubt and worry, I face my life every morning, wanting to shine, but somehow holding back joy and fear swirl within my heart. Still I know, even one as small as I can run to someday and find a shining, shimmering, brilliant light glowing from a path that never ends. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high, for we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We're never alone in our lives. When down and ready to surrender, when times are hard and it seems so dark, just knowing each day that I'm never on my own gives me strength and courage to try harder. Holding hands with my friends standing by my side, swing arms together we will walk to the shining, shimmering, brilliant light glowing from a path that never ends. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high, for we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We're never alone in our lives. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high, for we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We're never alone in our lives.
Thank you.
Thank you. What's up? Thank you. What's up?
Thank you all.
Thank you.
And please, thank you all, and please be seated. If you will now turn to page 73, and we'll recite the Konko Creed together. Page 73. The Konko Faith, our creed. We believe in Tenshi Kane no Kami, the divine parent of the universe. Our founder, Konko Daijin, Embrace Kami's revelations and, as divine mediator, answer the call to eternal mediation. Our continuing goal from moment to moment is to realize Kami within each of us. We are fulfilled through Kami. Kami is fulfilled through us. The happiness of everyone is Kami's greatest wish. We give thanks for Kami's blessings, mysterious, wondrous, and mundane. Blessings begin with our own hearts, hearts filled with harmony and joy. We pray wholeheartedly to Kami, today and every day, trusting Kami as our loving parent, finding peace of mind. We live our faith in service to Kami, each other, and our world, nurturing and nurtured, mutually fulfilled. We revere those who have gone before us, spirits one with Kami, caring for us eternally. We respect and appreciate other paths taken by humanity towards spiritual fulfillment. Thank you. We will now have the sermon. Ms. Michelle Kuruma, a minister's assistant, will give today's sermon.
There's a button that you have to press.
Press
The one below that. Yeah, in the middle of that. There you go. One more time.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay, thank you. There we go. Okay, good morning. Is it loud enough?
John?
It's just me. Okay. Okay, good morning. My name is Michelle Kuruma, and I'm a minister's assistant. And I wanted to share with you today called Pivot and Progress. I thought of this teaching when I thought of this when I was preparing for today. Practice the true way of faith and eliminate doubts. You are allowed to live in the midst of divine virtue. So practicing faith and decision making, things can become clearer. So I thought of how I came to the Konko church. And it was primarily through women of faith and the early pioneer women who led their faith and showed me and led me here. It turns out that I have known the Konko faith my whole life, even though I didn't actually come here until it's been about 9 years now. But Kami was there waiting to call me until I was ready. So I would like to thank some of the pioneer women who came before, who have led the way. Our first KCNA chief operating officer was the Reverend Haruko Ishiwata in the 1970s and 80s. And so she was a trendsetter for her time, and she was a very wonderful leader and very capable leader. We had our first woman head minister, the Reverend Shinko Fukuda, from our church here, San Francisco, in 1958. And the second head minister was the Reverend Fusa Yamada from the Church of San Jose. And the first assistant chief administrative officer was our own Reverend Joan Tolosa in 2001. So all these women have affected my life in so many ways. So I really appreciate the spirit of these women and the knowledge and what the Mitama have shared with me for those who have passed. So for those who don't know me, I'm a special education teacher, a counselor, and I also do fitness with young people and helping them gain coordination, because that's something I had to learn myself. So I wanted to focus on some of the realities of today as to continue to grow and to learn. And there's gains and losses. There's good days and bad days. But what do you do with that? Do you stay in it, or do you pivot from it? Do you shift a direction so you're more successful? Do you shift a direction so you're happy? Not temporary happiness, long-term happiness. Practice the true way of faith and eliminate doubts. You are allowed to live in the midst of divine virtue. So based on your faith, all things are possible. I probably told you this story, but I think it's important and it bears light. So there's something called the Nikkei relays. And it's one of those races that I guess there's different categories. So I did the 880. I was in track in high school. I was average. And somebody lapped me 2 times. I had to run another almost 15 minutes after she was done by myself while everyone's staring at me. But I did it. And I thought I was a failure. I thought, oh my goodness, but I don't give up. I'm going to finish this. So I did finish eventually. And afterwards, everyone's clapping. I'm like, okay, why are you clapping? I lost, but I did not lose. Because Kami-sama made sure I wasn't a quitter. I didn't give up. And I proved to myself I can do this, even though it was 15 minutes later. But I also realized that the word, I didn't lose. I came in second place out of 2 people. So I did not lose. That's how you look at it. And in the Kami faith, it's definitely how you look at it. So I was thinking about that some more, and I found this teaching in the Gorikai. You should not ask Kami about where to find the things that you lost. If they are absolutely necessary, pray to Kami with a heart of love, as mentioned before. You will then receive Kami's assistance. Whether everything is returned or partially returned depends on your faith. So if you lose your keys, many of us do, I certainly do. Maybe you can't find your jacket, your favorite this. Or where's this in the house? Or where's this dish? Where's that? That's okay. They'll either appear or it's not really that important in life. But when you're making a big decision and you keep working towards something over and over and over again, and you keep working at it, and it doesn't happen, it's like hitting a brick wall. Those things, can we lose them? Can we stop doing them? Do we need to keep doing them? Or can we pivot from it? Acknowledge it's there. This is not going to happen. Now let's do something else and pivot a different direction. Whether you're young, medium, or 93 years old, there's still something to pivot from, to grow and to change. So one of those things is to really, really look at what is important. So last night, Eiji-san and we were watching Japanese TV. And for those who are younger, it's called enka. It's like old school Japanese music. There's someone named Kobayashi Sachiko. She's a very good singer. She's like the female Frank Sinatra next to Misora Hibari. She's quite good. She sang this song, Shiawase ni naru, shiawase ni naru, michi ni wa futatsu aru. In English, that means happiness or good fortune is on 1 or 2 streets. In other words, you have 2 choices. Stay on the street you're on, good. You don't like that street, learn something from it and find a new street. But either way, you will get to your destination. Like driving in San Francisco, which is very interesting sometimes. I actually learned how to drive in San Francisco. I think it's pretty good. So I thought of some more detailed things. What was lost? So in your own life, think about, what did you lose? What do you not need anymore? Is it helping you reach your goal of what you're looking for? Is it developing your faith? Is it something that is good for you, but maybe in an earlier part of your life when you were younger? Or maybe it's something that was great for a time, but now you need to move to new things or different things. Just like the stages of life. So I'd like to link everything with food. So I thought of noodles. Everybody eats somen, udon, spaghetti. I eat brown pasta, low carb, vegetable pasta. Not everyone likes that, okay. But most people eat soba, udon, and maybe spaghetti in some form. Well, just like our faith doesn't look the same for everybody. It shows differently, internally and externally. So you know those curly noodles that are really good? The curly rainbow noodles. That if you want to eat those pasta noodles, that's part of your faith. That's sort of the windy part or the personal part of your life where you think things through very deeply. Or maybe you're one of those people that really thinks a lot before you make a decision. They have the long noodles for spaghetti. Or if just different things, whether it's somen or udon. So I was thinking, so in a week, I ate one of each kind of pasta, udon, somen, zarusoba, because it has wheat. And that's the balance of faith, the stages of your faith, the different parts of your faith. So when you eat your noodles, as we all do, think about that. Okay, I had zarusoba yesterday. Today I'm going to have udon. Tomorrow I'll have somen, because it cooks faster, which is all a range of our faith in our lifetime. So practicing our faith every day and accepting things that are good, the wins and the losses. And if it's a loss, try to see it in a positive way. Pivot from it. Move on from it, or improve it, or work really, really hard to make it work, if that's what is good. So this week, I think it would be great if you have a somen, udon, and a soba in 1 week. And think of the different parts of your life and your faith and see what happens. Because they represent different parts of you, your heart, your soul, external world, and who you were when you were a child and who you are now. Whether you're young or 93, faith is an ongoing journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. We'll now have a few words from our head minister, Radhi Sensei.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the spring memorial service. It's really good to see a lot of new faces, and welcome back, a lot of people too from far away. Recently, just yesterday, it was brought to my attention that there was various things happening online, especially. And so what happened was, do you know the 442nd Regimental Fighting Team? Yeah, of World War II. And so their information was all wiped from the internet, or wiped from this one website. And it was shocking, right? The first thing that comes to your mind is like, wow, like, are we reversing in time machine? But it was just shocking. And so I didn't know what to say. But I think it's important to bring it up, that it's so important to understand that the sacrifice, the hard work, the discrimination, there's so much things that the 442nd and people of that generation went through. It's just terrible, and it cannot be repeated again. And it's so important that it remain on there as a reminder for ourselves, for our children, grandchildren, decades, generations from now. People are going to look back on this as like, wow, wow, that's the kind of suffering and sacrifice they did. And it's so important to remember that. But some good news came in. Hiroshi sent me an email, Denise as well, was that they put back all the information back on, because there was such an outpouring of anger and rage. And it's understandable. Anybody would be super upset to have history being erased. And that's kind of what was going on. And so it's like, what do we do with this anger, right? And so anger is a real common emotion. It's really easy to access too, because, I see it all the time driving too. And it's like, what do we do with that, right? And so I remember taking this, the grief counseling classes, I always mentioned this in the past, was the first question they asked us was, what's the first emotion you turn to when something happens? The first setback, setback happens, what do? Depression, anxiety, fear. A lot of people were anger. First emotion that people go through whenever there's a setback, whenever something happens. What do we do with this anger? What do we do as Konko faith practitioners, as followers of this faith, or any faith for that matter? What can we do with this anger that's kind of blinding us? It could cause more than just local anger. It could create division over time, as we now see throughout the world. It all starts with a little bit of anger. A little bit of anger starts getting bigger and bigger, and then we start getting divided. And so within Konko faith, I think it's really important to understand that, anger is natural, normal, and required to our survival It's important. There is a time and a place for it. But it's when, like, what do we do with it? Because sometimes if it's within us, it boils, it festers, and it makes our lens of life become more clouded as well. There's even teachings like that in the Konko faith. The founder said that anger casts a cloud over your heart, over your eyes, because when we have that much anger in our lives, it just tends to cloud things over. And so with this faith, what's really important is to definitely toritsugi, to pray, to send some of that anger, send some of these concerns, send these worries that we have in our lives to Kami-sama, to Kami-sama. And so there's ministers, Joanne Sensei, Kawa Sensei, Alan Sensei, and I, even Eiji Sensei, Eiji-san here too, to tell us about what's going on in our lives, what's going on in your lives. Because there's so many things, like yesterday, was out of our control. It was completely out of our control. And I thought, like, dang, what can I do about this? But again, the outpouring of support that came up was, we need to have this back on. And the very next day, or that day actually, that evening, it was back online. So if you go to if you look up 442nd, the military, army.mil, it's their government website for the Army. And so it's back online again, all the history, all the important facts, and the valor, and the courage, and the sacrifice, all that's on there, back on again. And it's due to everyone's, that anger was channeled to do something, took action. So many people took action. They voiced their concerns online. They went to Congress even. And so that's when a lot of change happened, through this ayokakeo, through working together, through using what we're gifted with, this anger, to make it work with something. Sometimes anger motivates us too. You might notice that too. Like, I'm gonna do this anyway, and then we kind of get work done because of that anger. So anger is also a blessing too. So it's not all bad. It's not all bad. It's important for our lives. But it's like, how do we channel this to one that can help bring unity, help bring healing, and help bring some progress to the future as well. So I hope everyone can think about that today. And it certainly was really interesting how quickly the turn of events happened. One day, it was down and it's back up again. And that was just very inspiring to see this whole community working together again. I have a few announcements to make. So on this coming Tuesday, we're going to have chili. We're going to make chili, and we're going to serve chili to the homeless at the Quaker House. It's on 9th and Market. So we're going to be serving about 50 servings of chili and rice. And I'm going to make Zippy's chili. And so, so if people come by, you get to take home some too. So all you can eat, chili and rice. And so there's a sign-up sheet in the front. There's also a sign-up sheet that probably went out in your emails as well. And on the 23rd of March 23rd, next weekend, next Sunday actually, we're going to be showing 2 films. There's going to be a film night, a film day actually, 1:30 p.m. We're going to show Kenzo Fukuda's short film. There's Matt and Laura's son back there. And so we're going to show Kenzo Fukuda's film, To Makiko. And it's a dedication in honor of Fukuda sensei. Oh, Makiko, yes. To Makiko, yes. And so To Makiko. And so it's a dedication in honor of Fukuda sensei's daughter. And so please come see that. And right after the short film, we're going to show Farewell to Manzanar, which is also another internment-related movie. I have never seen it myself, so I'm looking forward to it too. I know, right? And so I'm looking forward to seeing it as well. So it's a double feature that day, March 23rd, Sunday from 1:30 p.m. You'll receive some more emails this coming week as a reminder. It'll be held up in the social hall here, and will be snacks and refreshments served afterwards. Oh yeah, so Dori Takeshita-chan also starred in this movie when she was a child, and then I think she'll be here in the audience as well. And Louis Kawahara, Akiko Takeshita's husband, will be speaking about the internment and the history and the life of that, the hardships that they've gone through. And Kenzo Fukuda will also be here that day for question and answers as well. And Cherry Blossom Festival coming up soon. So Cherry Blossom Festival, so for people who don't know, the Konko Church of San Francisco, we have a Imagawa Yaki food booth. And Imagawa Yaki is pancakes, like cylindrical pancakes with red bean filling in it. And so we've been doing it for 30 years or more, a long history in Japantown. And so we need your help. We need people to sign up for various shifts, cooking, batter making, uncle filling, various, even cleaning. Cleanup is a real big, huge one as well. The after cleanup is a huge effort. And so we need everybody's help. And I believe everyone received the email as well, but there will be another email going out as a reminder to sign up for this Cherry Blossom Festival. It's going to be on April 12 and 13 and April 19 and 20, 2 weekends in a row. So looking forward to that. Please talk to me, Joanne's sister, or anybody if you'd like to sign up for that as well. And I think that's about it for announcements. Thank you so much. And then following the service, we're going to go downstairs for a luncheon. And also following the service, we're going to have a group photo in the front as well. Thank you.
We will now have the closing prayer. So if you would turn to page 15 in your prayer books. Page 15, closing prayer. Closing prayer. Dear Divine Parent of the universe, we are deeply grateful for the way of mediation. We offer heartfelt gratitude for your divine blessings, material and spiritual, temporal and eternal. We pray that your divine favor be granted to one and all, each and every day. Recessional. Oh, hi, day. Recessional.
Thank you so much. People can please come up to the front. We're going to have a group photo.
I'm going to go downstairs and...
You're going to go downstairs, Alice? There's corned beef. All right. Excuse me. 失礼します。はい、お願いします。はい、はい、押すないし、はい、はい、押す。